Hey, welcome to It's On Talk Show. And today's show topic is State of the Fatherhood. We're at the Great Empowerment Temple Church, where the pastor is Jamal Bryant. And we're here with the young men and men of Empowerment Temple. We're going to be talking about some realistic things today. So bring your young men around the TV. I'd like to introduce you to Brother Leroy. Brother Leroy, how you doing?
Doing great, John.
All right.
Doing great. We're here at Empowerment Temple. I'm the head of the Mantle Ministry, which is a group of men that are connected to this particular church. And we get together with young brothers, not just in the church. We reach out outside the church walls, and we play a position of just mentoring them and trying to be there for them. Majority of these young brothers don't really have consistent contact with their dads. So we're not trying to be their dads, but we're just trying to fill a void just so they can come to us for just man-type things that the mother may not even be aware of or fully understand. And we listen to them because the youth are very important to all of us. We're all fathers or husbands or husbands, and we love our children, but we have love for the overall children, period. And so that's what we're here to do.
And Brother Bullock, how you doing today?
Great, brother. Appreciate you, John, for having me here.
All right. And I'd like to introduce my co-host, Pastor Jamie Pendleton.
God bless you, John. Thank you for continuing to have this subject matter that we're going to discuss. Our young men need some guidance, they need some direction, they need some help, and we're glad that we're able to do this show on today.
All right. Again, we are here talking about the state of fatherhood, and I'd like to stop this young man. What does the mentoring program mean to you?
It means everything. You can learn stuff from it. Helps you keep going every morning, every night.
Mm-hmm. All right. All right. And in mentoring, how has the brothers helped you, young man? Your name?
My name is Jalen. They help me a lot because it's somebody I can express how I feel with when I don't have any man figure around.
So have they been helpful to you?
Yes, they push me to do my best in everything like sports and school.
Okay, good. So as a result of the mentoring program, you're doing better in school?
Yes.
That's good.
Some of the challenges that young men that you are facing in this generation that this program has helped you with. Go ahead.
My name is Noah Jones, and it helps us staying like off the streets and doing drugs and gangs and the crazy stuff that happened in our generation.
Mm-hmm.
So it keeps us active and not in trouble.
Good. And is that Bishop Noel Jones? All right. Young Bullock, tell me, how has this impacted your life? Now, you have a father at home, and he's here, Brother Bullock. So, having a strong man in your life, how has it made a difference in your life?
My name is Kevin Bullock Jr., and I feel like it's made a difference because it's like I'm not alone. Because in the play, I had to play as a child whose father died when he was younger,
Mm-hmm.
and it's hard to like channel that kind of feeling and like that kind of situation when you never been in something like that. Because my father's always been there with me, so it definitely has just always just extra help no matter what you're going through, no matter what's happening. It's just basically just help no matter what.
So because your father has been in life since you were a kid or baby, do you think that has caused you to be the great guy that you are?
Definitely, because it's all about a foundation. It's all about basically somewhere you can grow from. And I would never learn anything from a male perspective of the father.
Mm-hmm. So, Brother Bullock, you heard your son say that these wonderful things about you as a father. So, given you have the experience of being a strong man, how does that cause you to deal with other young people?
It definitely helps me deal with other young people. The main reason is because you have to realize that you're fortunate and you're blessed to be in the situation that you're in,
Mm-hmm.
whether you have a father or not. And me and my son, we often communicate on a level where I'm not preaching to him.
Yeah.
I'm letting him be open and be himself. And that's why I think that I open up with the other boys, because we talk and I let them be their self and we open up and go from there. So I just think that impact definitely is what helped the boys, because you got to keep it real with them
and also understanding, and being more or less sympathetic to their situation.
Okay. There's a lot of mothers that are out here, and they wish that their sons could be in an environment that would benefit their sons and have real, true male figures to give them guidance. Could you talk a little bit about the experiences here at Empowerment Temple? Maybe some mothers looking on here, and you could give her some direction.
I mean, myself and the leader of MANA, Brother Leroy, we talk often, and we often discuss the impact that what the mothers are actually going through because the father's not there. Like maybe trying to more or less make up for the fact that they're not there, so they allow their kids or their boys to do certain things because they feel like they're acting out because the father's not there, so they're trying to overcompensate, for different things. So we've been discussing. We actually discussed it today,
Okay.
and we're trying to find that medium because we understand that a lot of things that kids might do is just crying out,
Right.
for what's going on. It might not actually be that issue, but it's just the fact they're crying out because of certain things in their life, certain things they might be going through or what have you. So what we're trying to do is trying to, like I said before, come up with that medium. And also, we have to be sympathetic to the fathers, not saying give them a scapegoat or a way out, but we got to understand what reason that they're not playing that role, because it could be, certain things. They might be in prison, but they might be gone, can't be there.
Yeah.
They might be dealing with substance abuse issues,
Yes.
things of that sort, or they might just be down out on their luck, not having money. It might be a shame to be around their kids. But I've talked to fathers who felt that way, that they felt like since they couldn't contribute, monetarily, they felt like that's the reason why they weren't around. So we're trying to reach out to these fathers and just let them know that just being there, whether you got money to go eat or a movie or whatever the situation might be, that's so impactful on your child. Just being there and spending time.
So the Mantle program is just not impacting the young men that's in the city and throughout the Empowerment Temple. It's impacting the fatherhood relationship with the fathers who are fathers of these children. To say, listen, you don't have to have the resources, but you can still be connected.
Yeah, most definitely.
You can still be connected.
Brother Leroy has spearheaded that. He's in touch with a lot of the fathers that are in this, of the kids that are in this room today, and just trying to get them to come here, coming to this actual talk show. Just trying to get them here and just trying to help them be around. Just like I said before, just understanding your presence plays a part. When you walk in the room, you walk in the house, daddy home, that plays a part.
That's
right.
right.
You know what I mean? That's a real impact. So that's what we're trying to do.
Okay.
Bridge that gap.
Now let me ask some of the fellas here, the boys. Who father is not in the house, but who wishes that daddy was home? Anybody? Go ahead.
I mean, I wish he was home because some things I can't tell my mother that I'm going through. That I would want to tell my father.
Right.
So I wish he was in the house more so we can communicate more and do a lot of things together.
Yeah, yeah. Has any of you seen your mother go through some pain because daddy was not home? You want to spell on that?
My name is Antoine Hawkins, and when I was a little bit younger, my parents, they just, they had a disagreement, so my father had to move out. And I remember she was just like really upset about it, and it impacted me because I was like, well, if my father has to leave, then why should she have to go through this? You know what I mean? Like,
right.
It was really hard for me to see her like that. But I've learned that everything happens for a reason, and we just have to bend to those reasons. And when we figure out what those reasons are, we can further our lives into what we should know we can be. So now that I know that my father isn't there, now that I know that, but he's always been in my life.
Yeah.
My father doesn't have to be in the house for him to be in my life. My father's always been diligent to actually get that relationship with me.
Okay.
So now that I've known that, now that I know the reasons why everything has happened, I can further on to my life and know how I can succeed.
Wow, you must. Wow, that's incredible. I applaud you so much. Great job. Great job. Yeah, great job. Young man, I know your dad is in your life. So how proud are you of your father being in your life? What? State your name. Right. All right. So, have any of you experienced a street life, and because of Mantle, your life has changed? Anybody?
Wrong group.
Oh.
That's wrong group.
Okay.
We all good kids. We never really we never really in the street. We just we just good kids who just go to church. And we just need a little bit of extra help. And we want to, and us as the older kids, like myself and Sean and AJ and Kendall, as the older kids, we want to help the younger kids not have to be on the street. Like, it's not just about the fathers and the adults in the ministry helping younger kids. It's about younger kids helping younger kids. Because at some point, we got to take this over. Because they're not always going to be here to run the ministry. So at some point, it's going to be our ministry. So, and we're ready to take on that responsibility. So we're just going to step up at the early point.
Yeah, that's awesome. Now tell me, because again, you all are church young men, how has God in your life directed you to be the good people that you all are?
See, the thing about it is, since I know that my father is in person, since I know that I have this group with me that can help me too, I understand that God has given me the gifts of discernment and wisdom. So everything that goes on, I can look at it and just be like, okay, I get it. I understand this can help me in the long run. Because this right here is something that not many people can handle. This right here is something that can build me to where I am. And everybody else in here, like me and all three of us, we're all best friends. And what we do is, if we're down, we build each other up. And
wow.
This group right here is helping us do that. Because iron only sharpens iron.
Yes.
So when we're down, we have to bring each other up. And this group right here is done that. And I feel like God has put us all here for some kind of reason just to do just that.
Well, that's awesome because, again, there is God again, and being in this church is so powerful and impactful. And it gives you guidance. It teaches you how to be young man to manhood.
This is by no means the entire ministry. These young brothers are doing their thing, and every day, whether you actually involved in a street life or not, you still have those feelings, those emotions. You might not go out there and bust somebody over the head, but you might be at home and put your fist through a wall.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So everybody go through them trying times where they feel like, you know, I'm just mad, I'm angry, I'm frustrated, I don't know which way to go, and we try to be there for them. We hope that we are a resource, that when they reach out, instead of talking to their little buddy who may not always have the right answer, they'll reach out at least to one of us. You know what I'm saying? But we got some young brothers also in the ministry. I want to actually give God praise today because one of the young brothers just found out he got a job.
All right.
And we got brothers who have been out in that street life also, and it's a struggle for them. You know what I'm saying? One thing we try to do is bridge the divide. You want young brothers. I want young brothers like this to be able to connect, like AJ said, with the brothers from the street.
Yeah.
So when they not just in church, when they outside, when they see each other as we are one, as brothers. Not that you this type of dude, so I can't fool with you, and you that type of dude, I can't fool with you. So we do try to mix and mingle and get them to understand and have a value for each other as they do themselves. I don't believe you can look at one type of person and just stay with that. God makes all kind of people. So I want these young guys. When they all first came to this ministry, we clearly told them, I never want to ever hear that y'all was out there in them streets and y'all had beef with each other. I never want, if you with your crew and you with your crew, it better be all love.
Yes.
That's very important that they don't see each other as each other's enemy because of what color they got on. Because what neighborhood they live on. Because what they rocking. You know what I'm saying? We all under God's house.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? That's the ultimate power. The gun ain't the ultimate power. The flag ain't the ultimate power. Where you live is more important than how you give. And these young brothers, man, when you sit back and talk to them, they just blow your mind. You know how whenever we work in cell phones, we go to these young people and they like whiz kids, whether boys or girls, like they know it. We be just trying to figure out, they be like, this is all you got to do is this. So when you sit back and talk to them and not just look at them from the outside and sit down and look them in the eye and have a conversation, once they realize you really care. You ain't in it to holler at their mom. You ain't in it for no fame or for no fortune. You here just because you care. Because as men, we go through too.
Absolutely.
It ain't easy for us even to step outside our home, outside our comfort zone to try to help because we're not on no payroll. You know what I'm saying? So I just want them to know when they go out into the world, there are men who do genuinely care and love them, and they spread the word amongst each other.
Right. All
It
right.
ain't just us telling them, like AJ said, it's them feeding each other, but to have actually concrete examples that this is what really happened, this is what is going on, this is what it is, this is
Right.
real. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Some of them got it, and the
Yeah.
ones that got it, I want them to help the other ones to get it.
That's right. I want to switch over here to this young man. How has Mantle benefited you? Your name?
Kyrie Walker.
How you doing?
Good. My father doesn't live in the house with me, and my mother's. Sometimes I see her struggle a lot, and that makes me want to push harder to do good in school.
Right.
So I know one day, so I can have a good career, so I can take care of her. Because my father, when I was young, my father and mother was together. Then he went and got locked up, and that's when they split apart for a minute. Then when he came back, he knew he couldn't be with her because he couldn't fulfill what she wanted, because he was still in the streets.
Yeah.
So he decided that they shouldn't be together. So my mother's still been pushing hard for all these years because I'm 13
Okay.
and she been single. So she been like, I see her working and doing what she doing to put food in the house for her and give me clothes. So I just want to do good. And when I got problems, I come to the people in here to help me.
Right.
Because I know my father not there for me. But sometimes he can't really be there because he don't have a car.
Yeah.
But he tried when he could. So but he always can't be there. So I come to the people in here.
All right. Let's give a hand. How has Mantle benefited you?
Hi, my name is Keyshawn Jones, and a few years ago, I saw my mother crying, and I asked her why, and she was on the computer, and what she was doing was she was looking for my father, who left before I was born, and I was recently talking with Brother Arthur, and about something that happened a few days ago with my brother getting the incident. And something he told me was that I can't always control everything around me. And so I think that I've been lucky enough to have people around me that can help me kind of control what I do, because I feel like some things one person can't handle, or not even two people. I think it takes a group to handle issues that it may seem like one person can handle.
Yeah. Because I know that some kids that where the fathers are absent from home, they're angry, they're mad, and you know they want to take this anger out on somebody because they're hurting on the inside, and only God can fill that space. And you want to respond to that?
Like saying my father not there. I mean, my mother used to tell me, like when I was still in her stomach, she said my father would be like, they go everywhere until that they was having a baby, and he was so excited. But she said when I came into the world, she said it's like he didn't want nothing a part of me because he wasn't there when I was growing up. I didn't start like actually hanging out with him because I was over his house like 2 weeks ago, and all he wanted to do was play the game and eating sandwiches, and that's all he had. So it made me feel upset because he was gone. He left like 3 o'clock, and then come back to like 1 o'clock in the morning. So it's just me and my brother in the house by ourselves for all that time. And my mom, she said she prayed that he will come around and that he will be there, but he's still not.
Wow.
I can't control him.
I want to do this. I want to commend each and every one of these young brothers who are here, who are talking about the lifestyles that they're living. The Bible says, I know the plan I have toward you, for you to grow, for you to prosper, until an expected end. That you all were open enough at such a young age to say, I need help. And I got y'all some men around you all that are willing to connect with you all and say, I'm going to help you become. We understand it takes a village to raise a child. This is not easy to do by yourself.
Yeah.
But God has predestined you for a time such as this. I've been teaching my young people and some young people across the city who I mentor that destiny, God does not allow your past to mess up your future. God doesn't allow what people tried to do and who left you, who walked out on you, mess up what God has designed and planned for your life. So celebrate the moment that you made a decision that I'm not going to stay there. I'm not going to be who left me. Just because daddy ain't there, just because this ain't work out for me, I'm not going to let this mess up my future. But you are taking this empowerment temple movement and this empowering moment and say, I'm not going to allow that to end up my future. And you all understand that I'm not condemning anybody, but my future is a lot brighter, even if there's a lack in my house. And I commend these brothers in here, these men, who say, I'm not going to allow this generation to fall. Right. Even though I got children of my own, they understand the importance of being a male and being a man in somebody's life. I am blessed only because I had some men around me. My father had kidney failure, and he was sick a lot. He was there, but he was sick. So he couldn't play football. He couldn't play basketball. He couldn't do everything I wanted to do because he wasn't well. And I was your age when he got sick, and I had to grow up real quickly. And so I took on a lot of responsibility for my sister, who was 7 years younger than me. So when you're older, you're the older brother, you walk in your little sister's school, you're taking them to school, you're making sure their lunch is ready, you're making sure things are done. I had a wonderful father who did what he could do physically. But it made me grow up and be a quicker, younger man than what I would have liked to. But the wonderful thing I've learned about that is I had some adopted uncles. Mm-hmm. I had some churchmen around me that said, well, what your dad can't do, we're willing to do. And so my charge is stay connected. Stay helping one another, because y'all stronger together than you all apart. I like what the young man said, iron sharpens iron. He's absolutely correct. But the truth of the matter is we're only as strong as our weakest link. And if you see your brother slipping, it's our responsibility to say, no, you ain't going to fall on my watch.
That's right.
You're not going to lose it on my watch. Because if you go down, we go down together. And to empower and to pull one another up. Stay connected, stay involved. The world has a lot of distractions. And the distractions that the world has, it can be some females, it could be money, it could be anything that gets your focus off of what God is doing. You all have a wonderful pastor here at the Empowerment Temple, Pastor Bryant, who continues to pour into into your manhood through the men that he's assigned to this ministry, who's been called to do this ministry. Stay connected, because the eyes have not seen, nor ear have heard, either has entered the heart of man what God has in store for all of you young men. Just stay focused.
All right. And over here we have a son and a dad. How you all doing?
Doing well.
That's good. They look alike too. So, son, your dad is here with you. What is Mantle doing for you in your life?
It's motivating me to do better in life.
Yes.
I'm grateful that I have mentors.
Okay. All right. So, Dad, your son is here. You're there. You are in his life. Why is Mantle so important to you?
Well, my name is Asad Grant. Mantle is very important to me because not just for my son, but when I look around, I see all these other young men around the room and within the Mantle program who I also consider to be my sons, who also need that guidance, that love, that care, that nurturing. And I was fortunate enough to have my father be a part of my life coming up, and he's still a part of my life. So I have to pass that on to my son and continue to be a part of his life. But not just to focus on my son, but when he himself is within this Mantle group, as I mentioned earlier, they're all my sons.
Yes.
And I don't treat him no favorite, because if I may have to correct someone else, I will correct him the same, and it's all equal. It's love that goes around.
Right.
And that's what we need to do as leaders, as men, is to discipline and guide and lead these children. The fathers who are not in...
That's what I was about to say. I'm about to mention. Can you give a message to the fathers that are watching this show right now that are not in their boy's life? Could you give them a message?
Well, the fathers who are not in their child's life, they need to become a part of their life in one way or another. It's not all about just the giving motion, but the best gift you can give to a child is that gift of time. Just a little time. If you're not physically present, give them a call. Check up on them. Not just once a month, once every 2 weeks, but call each and every day,
Yeah.
because each and every day they're living, and each and every day they have things that's actually going on where they may need your time. Be a leader and lead by example.
All right. Now, I'm going to ask this question to any young man, too. There are some young men out here in TV land that don't have a father. Could you give a word of comfort to that individual? Go ahead.
Well, my name is Kendall Ray. I have a younger brother that's here with me today, Jalen, that's sitting over there. But my message to people that's my age and even younger that don't have a father is all I can say is really just keep pushing on, because it's, you know, you can't control everything in your life, and time is the one thing in the world that we can't stop. So I just feel like as an older brother, I got to lead on from my younger brother and my younger brothers that are not here today. But I guess I just feel like being a role model, you don't have to be an older man to be a role model to people your age. Because I have friends here today that I call my brothers. I've had younger people here like Noah and Keith, you know, all the other boys that's here today that I feel like, you know, their blood, like just like me. Everyone, we all children of Christ at the end of the day. So it don't matter if you came out my mother's womb, you still my brother. And I guess I just feel like as a young man in Baltimore City, we live in a rough place.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of stuff that's going on in our city and across the world. So I guess I just feel like even though you don't have a male role model or a father in your life, that you know, manhood is something that everybody has. You know, so grow into it as you get older.
All right. You want to respond to that?
Like Kendall said, the mantle helps me, like it's Uncle Kevin and Uncle Leroy, because I could call them knowing that they will be there for me, giving good advice. And if I don't call them, they get on my case because they do care. Like, why you didn't call me? Why you didn't text me? They want to make sure I'm okay. And they kind of understand what I'm going through and how I've been raised with a mother, because my mother last year was sick. So I had to grow up with my grandmother while she was sick the whole time. And I didn't hear nothing from my father. So it made me really upset knowing, because my mom was in the hospital. She's fine today, but knowing that I had to go to school every day, what I was seeing her, hearing from him in my home with my grandmother. So it really upset me that he wasn't there for me, not to check up on me or nothing. Like, I just felt so alone.
Oh. Right. Listen, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back. Don't move. Hey, welcome back to It's On Talk Show. We're here at the Great Empowerment Temple Church. This show is titled State of Fatherhood. We have our very distinguished brother Dana. He's going to give some remarks about the mantle. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Thank you. Thanks for you guys having me. My name is Dana Moore, and I'm a part of the Mantle Ministry here at Empowerment Temple, and I'm grateful for being here. Just being part of a group of men that are willing to give back, and just trying to help whenever I can, and I appreciate the opportunity to do it. And just to touch on one of the things that came up in the last segment about, you know, we're talking about the state of fatherhood, and I was fortunate enough to have my dad, and a lot of times for the absent dads, it's like, okay, well, where do I start? You know, like we say, you know, just go back to your kid's life and be with them. I'll say it's actually a lot simpler than we kind of make it out to me, because in my case, I can only speak for me. I'll say, like, one of the things that my dad did with me, and it's simple. Like, we play PlayStation. Like, we play Tekken 3. Like, me, I have, as myself and 3 younger sisters, we played like Tekken marathons, and it's the simplest thing. And we would sit there for hours. And in the midst of it, it just formed like a bond. Like, me and my sisters and my dad would just sit there and just talk. So it doesn't always have to become like a lecture section about, you know, do good in school. Like, I believe, like, you know, school is very important. But it's like, you know, it's the simplest things. Like, my dad played basketball with us. It's like, it's the simple things. Like Brother Assad said, it's just time. And it doesn't always have to be a lecture session. Like I said, for us, a lot of it came through, let's put the game on, you know, and we played Tekken for hours. And that's kind of just, you know, it's the simple things. A lot of times we make it this, how do I spend time with my kids? How do I talk to them? We all want to, you know, have fun and laugh. So, or play at least. So that was one of the methods that we chose. And like I said, I guess to sum it up, it's a lot easier than what we make it this big thing in our mind, but a lot of times it's easier than we make it.
All right. We have 3 young men that came in. You want to mention your name and what mantle means to you?
My name is Kenyatta Smith, and mantle is basically molding me to be a better man, because church and everybody here is basically like my family. So I just feel comfortable around everybody. I can open up to everybody, and it means just as much as church does me. So.
All right.
How has mantle impacted you?
I mean, it just gave me a better understanding of life, how to walk better, talk better, be a better person all around, and
so mental works.
So we heard you have a little testimony about something that just happened for you.
Yeah, I just recently got a job. I got hired for that Burners and Coke Factory.
All right, great. And we have another young man that came in. Your name?
My name is Thomas Scott, and mantle is like, man that be like a father figure to young people, and I'm not really good at talk.
That's all right. All right. We have another young man came in. How has mantle affected your life?
My name Michael Barry, and mantle affected my life because it's like a brotherhood. You know, I got my own brother, but it's like I got like 10 more brothers. I got younger brothers and all that. So yeah, that's how it's affected me.
All right. And how's mantle affected your life?
My name is Philip Crisp. Mantle, of course, is like a brotherhood, but like I have my father at home. He's molded me to be a man, but there are also things that I've learned from here that he probably hasn't been able to teach me because of different experiences that all these men have experienced in their lives, and it just helped me become a better person overall, a better role model, being one of the older ones. So they're bringing me into a state of mentorship as well. So I'm thankful for that, changing people's lives and everything.
All right. Now, we are here at Empowerment Temple with one of the greatest pastors in the world. How has Pastor Jamal preaching affected your life as a young man?
When he preaches on different things that I can understand now because I'm more older. Like I was younger, I wouldn't understand. But then like one day I was listening to him, and he just said something that put a spark in me because I started crying. And my mom was like, "What you crying for?" I was like, "I don't know." So then I started realizing that now I understand what he's talking about. And he's a good role model for me. Like he motivates me when like he at the door. He says do better and try to keep your head up and take care of mom. So when he preaches, I just understand what he says.
All right.
He connects to everybody else.
All right.
Like he said, he motivates people.
Well, Pastor Jamal talks about like pouring into each other. Like last Sunday, he was talking about he pours into his ministry and how the ministry pours into us, and pretty much like it impacts all of us because we're all brotherhood. So like older people pour into us, and we pour into the younger people to let them know like, hey, it's okay, it gets better, and just keep your head up high.
All right. That's very impactful. Would you like to say something?
Yeah. Once again, my name is Kendall Red. The church has impacted me, a lot lately, with a lot of things that's going on in Ferguson and stuff like that. I'm proud to have a pastor that can go into hostile territory and come back with a victory. Because that situation is real bad down there. It's a lot of stuff that's going on down there, and I just appreciate the fact that I have a pastor that can stand up for the rights of everybody, not just a black African American male, but just stand and look for justice overall. Because, he was murdered, Mike Brown was murdered, same thing with Trayvon Martin and people like that, of that nature. So I just feel like having a pastor that can go down there and give a a Christly aspect and feel towards the situation, and not just be looking for a overall conviction and justice, but also healing for families and the people that's down there that's going through all the stuff that's going on.
All right, that's impactful and powerful.
What has Mantle done for the, and this is open to any of y'all, what has Mantle done for the outlook of what men are in your life? Has Mantle changed that outlook for you, for young who don't have a father, whose father's not active in your life? I know. That's all you're hearing.
Go ahead.
Once again, my name is Michael Berry, and I had my father in my life, but I often get texts from Brother Leroy just encouraging me to do better and keep up the good work, like my father, he in my life, like I said, and he support me very well, but I never really had like no other male figure outside of him other than my coaches to really step in and support me like Brother Leroy did. So I'm proud to say Brother Leroy in my life.
Let me ask you, could you give a word to another young man that's out there that does not have a father in his life? Could you encourage him just hold on?
Yeah, I just want to say all those young men that's out there in the world that don't have your father. I mean, that's not an excuse for you to stop prevailing. I think you should always work hard and grind hard for whatever you got. Because the world not gonna stop just because you don't have your father. You gotta be successful one day.
That's right. You all are so impressive and so strong and filled with courage and willing to listen, and your heart is open for great understanding. Your minds are open for knowledge. That really makes a man. And with your great leaders here, Brother Leroy, Brother Bullock, and the other men, you all have before you great men that have been there, done that, have had experiences, and now came back to teach you all that some roads you don't have to go down, but there's another road, which is the road called straight. When you walk down there, you won't walk into many problems. And you all have made that decision to walk down the straight path. And I tell you, and here, especially because you're here at Empowerment Temple, and this is so impactful and so strong with the Word of God and your life and it being your direction, you all are in for greatness. And I really salute each and every one of you because you all exemplify strength, power, love, peace. It's in you. So, always keep that within yourself and stay positive, stay strong. You are black males and you all do matter. You're very important. And because you all have accepted the responsibility under the Mantle leadership, you all will be great leaders one day. Now let me ask you a question. If any one of you can answer this, what type of father will you be when you get older?
A loyal, respectful, and caring father. Because when I get older and I have kids, I don't want them to go what I went through.
Right.
It's like going over your father's house and all he got sandwiches to eat. I'll be there. If I don't have nothing, I'll still be there.
Right.
Because it's the love that counts. It's not all about if they got the money or if they got the clothes and the shoes and stuff. So you just gotta be there for them. And I mean, my mother is playing both parts, and she always tells me that's what makes me move on. She always says, when I was born, I had two strikes against me, being a black male. So taking that and not having a father just makes me better.
Yeah. Anyone else?
I feel like I want to be just like my father as a father, because my father, I want a son just like me, honestly. I feel like he's put me on the right path, on the fast track to do the right thing. So I feel like the direction I'm going in, I like where I'm going, and I like what I'm going to become. So I'm just going to try to be just like him, and then hopefully have someone just like me.
Let's give Brother Bullock a hand.
I just want to say, I feel like I've learned from my father. I think every father isn't just that caregiver, but fathers are teachers. The father is supposed to teach the son so that when the son becomes a father, he can further better himself when he's a father. So I feel like when I have my own children, I'll imply everything that my father's done wrong, everything that he's done right. Everything that he's done wrong, I'll make it better, and everything he's done right, I'll just mimic it, because I want my kids to be more successful than I will, and I feel like I'm going to be very successful because I know where I'm going. I know what God has to do for me. So once I become that, I want to teach my children to be better than who I am, because I know that my father didn't, he didn't make it as far as he wanted to, but I know I'll try to make it further, just to make him proud and also make my children better themselves, to make me proud.
All right.
Can we commend these men who have poured out of their spirit, out of what they've been through, to say, I'm not going to let you fall and make the same mistakes I've made. These young men are better because there were some men who said, I'm not willing to let you down my watch. And and so that means something to me, to see some men who are outside the clergy, who say, I don't need to be a preacher to be impactful, but I can just be a man and be impactful. And so our community lacks that. If you look at society, the way our society has been, one of the things the government did to help our African American communities is remove. They say you can't get any money until you remove the black man out the house.
That's true.
So the only way people can get on welfare and government assistance if there was lacking a father. And so there's been so many systems been in place to take the man out of the house and take the value from being African American men. But I'm thankful that I'm sitting around some men who said no matter what system may try to come in our lives, no matter what system that is in place, I'm not going to let these children die on my watch, these young men die on my watch. So I salute every man who is in here who said, I'm not going to let you die on my watch.
Listen, I'm going to ask a critical question to the young men that fathers are not in the house. Would you like to give a message to your father on TV right now? Okay.
I always like to say, Dad, I just want you to be there for me and care and call and text and just make sure I'm alright and just spend time.
All right. Anyone else? Go ahead.
I just want to say that I don't want to say care, but I really don't need anything financially from you. I just want to be able to see your face as often as I need to have that encouragement and that motivation to keep going every day.
All right. Anyone else?
I just wanted to say, I know you're not perfect, and I know I'm not going to be perfect, but thank you for making me who I am. Thank you for doing everything that you've done, even if you're not proud of it, because I know that everything you've done I've learned from, and you've done your job very well.
All right. Anyone else?
Some of you have heard about Uganda because recently President Barack Obama sent over 100 US troops to come and help out this region. Gulu is the place. If you look on the map of Uganda, you're gonna see the region that was affected terribly by the insurgents and the rebels killed so many people. And we happen to be in the main office of the district representative, the person that represents the government of Uganda.
Here with us we have our dear RDC of Gulu District. Just like the founder, Pastor Ronnie Nsubuga, has said, she represents the president in this place. The need is really great. We want to thank you for the support that you've been bringing on board. We wish you could come and partner with us. We wish you could come and build a lasting relationship where we can work together. Maybe where you can even come and see for yourselves on ground what is really here. You've heard of the insurgents. Many organizations are pulled out of Gulu district, and the need is really great. There is a big light by the government to supplement the efforts of the government, but the people to come on board and help support the need are nowhere to be seen.
If you can give us a hand in pulling up this generation, which has really collapsed for years.
The lady we spoke to earlier on, representing the president of Uganda, told us there are over 2,000 child mothers, children who are mothers, and the children behind me, their mothers are very young, simply because they can't afford anything to support themselves. So they go out, they resort to trading in sex, doing anything to survive. This is where they sleep. This is mud. And these are leaves. These are leaves. And all the 7 children sleep down here. This is their mattress. Look, this is their mattress. This is their mattress, and this is how they sleep. So they sleep down here, and all of them sleep right here. Over 2,000 teenage mothers in a small community, and they're all trying to run away from the problems of Connie. But here with me are children and their mothers that we're going to be trying to give our mosquito nets. Most of them have got needs, but we are so glad to introduce them to you. Akopango, Elio Mabe. So we are so happy to have them here. And we are going to be giving them nets. Let's give them some nets even right now. But after the nets, what's going to happen? We're going to help them with school tuition. We're going to give them some food. But there are so many families like this that are yearning and crying for help. And I'm talking to one of the victims whose lips were cut off by the rebel. And this lady is taking care of 7 grandchildren because the parents are dead. There is no support. Her children were killed. The community around here has been so devastated by this war. And she's a result of this war.
What happened to her was actually a result of LRA rebel.
We're in a place called Kayunga. And in Kayunga, we have a school called Auntie Vicky Primary School. In this school, we are sponsoring many children. We thank you so much for all the support that you've given. We thank you so much for all the care. Some of these children have lost both of their parents. They have lost either of their parents. What's your name?
My name is Brenda.
Beautiful, beautiful name, Brenda. What do you want to become when you grow up?
I want to be a surgeon.
She wants to become a surgeon. She wants to become a surgeon. Brenda is being taken care of by the gifts that you offer through Tender Mercies Outreach Foundation. We thank you so much. Because of your support, we are able to build this water well. We are able to put up this water wall. Thank you for all the support. We are so grateful. In this school, not only have we provided the water well, we've put up swings, we've tried to clean this environment. We are trying to build another, we are trying to extend this school. It's a lot in this community that we are doing. Most of these children have been robbed of education because they fall sick of malaria and so they can't go to school. And malaria is the #1 killer in this nation of Uganda. So because of your support, we are able to give them these nets, and we guaranteed that for the next 5 years, none of these children will ever fall sick. None of these children will be robbed of education. None of these children will suffer from malaria. We've been to Guru, we've been to the borders of Sudan, and finally we're here at Tender Mercies Outreach Foundation. This is the garden. It's a piece of land where we have different crops. we have corn, we have cabbage, we have tomato seedlings, and these are tomatoes. Look at the tomatoes. Oh my God, come and look at this. When these turn red, the children are gonna have food. And what is interesting about this is when it's dry season, we use an irrigation system. This is the irrigation system which waters this entire garden. We filled the entire garden with this irrigation system, so in case it's a dry season, we still have water. We project in the next 3 months, we're gonna begin constructing an orphanage here. Children are gonna have food, they're gonna have clean water, the tuition is gonna be taken care of because of your support.
But what really touched my wife
Ebony, I want you to sing people's souls happy all over this world. I want your songs to touch Uganda. I give you, Ebony, in our own way.
I've had some good days. I've had some hills to climb. I've had some weary days. And some sleepless nights. But when I look around and I think things over, all of my good days outweigh my bad days, and I won't complain. Sometimes my head hangs low. I can barely see the road. I asked a question, Lord, why so much pain? But He knows what's best for me. Open my weary eyes so that I might see. And I just want to say thank you, Lord. I won't complain. God has been so good to me. He's been so good to me, better than this whole world could ever be. He's good to me. He dried all of my tears away and turned my midnights into day. So I just want to say thank you, Lord. When my friends walked out on me, thank you, Lord. No food, no shoes to wear. You made a way out of no way. Thank you, Lord. You're my everything on top of everything on top of everything. Thank you, Lord. I won't complain, 'cause I love the Lord. He heard my means to run. So I'll run to the throne, 'cause I love the Lord.
All right. Woo! Ebony, that was awesome. Thank you. May God bless you. You have an awesome voice. You didn't have an orchestra behind you. That was a cappella. Well, get to know her name. This is Ebony. Ebony, thank you so much, and God bless you.
God bless you.
Thank you. We'll be right back. Hey, we're back. It's on Talk Show, the third Praise-a-thon show.
Praise the Lord. Coming to you now with the spoken word is author and poet Taria Faison.
Hello. I wrote a play called Young, Black, and You Fill in the Blank. Miss Hansberry was a dreamer and made me a believer, but a price comes with being gifted. We pay in spades while hiding behind shades to be young, black, and addicted. The two are mutually exclusive and yet all-inclusive. Just as the not called but chosen elect. Your anointing will cause you to become reclusive, and the mind races to become more selective of who gets close, because they'll see the weakness in my withdrawal symptoms of being young, black, and addicted. God, you want me to unwrap it, but I'm just looking for my next dose to take to fly. You ask me why? Do you know what it feels like to dream in color and on someone else's life release a prophecy? And a little while later, my addiction strikes and I need an intervention, like maybe a Hennessy. To speak truth to God's word and light my peers on fire, all the while hoping no one notices my tremble, my addiction trying to get a foothold and uncover the mantle Isaiah passed to me. This yearning is dire. To be young, black, and addicted. God, you gave me a double portion, and I'm struggling to handle one. I feel myself craving just one hit. Lord, I'll ask forgiveness and be done. Or, Lord, you'll just deal with me. I didn't ask for this. It weighs a ton. To be young, black, and gifted. Now, Miss Hansberry was a smart lady, because that statement is oxymoronic. Gifted ain't paid a bill yet. What the see, I'm addicted. I need a colonic to let it all run out. But yet I speak faith to the crowd. Can they see my doubt? I need a hit, an ascension to go low. Need the feeling of manufactured South America. I believe the street name is Blow. I've always managed to keep the addict under pretty wraps, wrapped in a pretty bow. How do I deal with this, Lord? He said, Taria, call on someone who knows. Young, black, and addicted. I needed some structure, so I went to Corinth and called on Paul. My addiction is making me weak, and I feel like I might fall. I'm supposed to be young, black, and gifted and having a ball. Paul told me I had to learn to live with the addiction thorn, but that doesn't make sense because every day I'm renewed and reborn, and yet my side still feels torn. I was about to succumb and make myself numb to soothing my insecurities, letting my flesh win and give in. I'm ready to go copping. Then I saw Paul yield, and he turned and kneeled, and so I stuck around and started eavesdropping. I heard the Lord tell him I needed to remind her to play it low. Satan thought he had her bound and sifted, but my power will be made perfect in your weakness, Taria, for you are young, black, and gifted.
All right. Great job. I mean, that was awesome. What do you think, Maria?
That was awesome. That was a very present word for a very present help in these troubled times.
Thank you. Thank you very
Awesome.
much.
I really appreciate you coming on today.
No problem. The book Naked will be out in 2 weeks. I'll let you know so you can let your readers know.
Okay, so you have a book. It's titled Naked?
It's titled Naked.
Wow.
It's about being transparent. Like, God can see us, so why worry about how other people see us?
That's
if
heavy.
we would just be, if the church body would be naked with each other, we'd all be healed by the words of each other's testimony.